Welcome to the program Perspectives on Osrc Television. I'm starting this morning by apologizing to our esteemed watchers, people who have been waiting for this program to come up. We know that the normal time is 9 a.m., but due to circumstances beyond our control, we are coming at this time. But don't worry, even though we are late, we are better, because we are here to serve you a program that will keep you glued to your television set this morning. Welcome to the program Perspectives. This is the last edition for November, because this is the last Friday in the month of November. By Monday, it will be December 1st, and that's a lot of people are always excited about December, because of the activities, Christmas and all that season that brings people together. Monday will be welcoming the month. Welcome once again to the program Perspectives. My name is Remy Allen, and I've got my beautiful, delectable, intelligent, great ladies with me this morning. Before now, let me quickly, let me hint. Before now, I'm always the only dudu, the black guy among the white girls. But the reverse is the case this morning, because there is only one white among the black ladies. And I'm made bold and happy to say that they cannot cheat me again. Hey, I so sad this morning.
Good morning. Okay, let me tell you, congratulations.
Yes, so
finally.
You do know how bad it's been. I mean, I've been feeling terrible. And I'll be like, Sharo.
Don't worry, I'll come back and bring somebody else. I'll be as light as I am. Just like you said, this is the last Friday of the month, and by Monday we'll be talking about December. Yeah. And then I get to ask myself again, when did we say Happy New Year? I think this year actually ran by so fast. But although I'm happy and I'm also grateful, because not everyone that started the year with us is actually ending it with us. And we just need to be grateful for the little things, even if we're not achieving those big goals. But the fact that you are alive, you can see the day, you can see the sun, and you can go out and come back home very safe. It's something to be grateful for. So don't just only focus on those big goals that you didn't achieve and say, I didn't achieve these things, so what am I even grateful for? Be grateful for life. Be grateful for life.
Yes, I quite agree with you on that. Be grateful for life. It's not about achieving the big things. It's the fact that, you're alive. You're among the living. A lot of people want to be here today, but they are no more. But you are here, and that means there's still hope. There's still chance for you to achieve that which you set out to achieve. Let me welcome the lady who has taken me out of the lonely part at Silaya Akifolai. Good morning.
Yes, good morning, Remy. Beautiful. Yes, you look gorgeous.
Thank you.
Hi, Sasa. How you doing?
Thank you. I'm
good
fine.
Morning.
Good morning.
Yes, we are here again, and it feels so good to be here. It's Perspective, yes, where we beam spotlight on issues that matter. And of course, in all of this, I'm excited about December. It's just in a jiffy, the jingle bells, and the songs, the Christmas songs everywhere, and the memory. Sometimes it makes me feel nostalgic. Back then when you're still small, and the party thing, the rice, the visiting, the gifts. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. I am. Okay, so here we are again. We are back, and a beautiful weekend to you out there, wherever you're watching from this morning. Yes, how are you doing there?
Oh yes, how are you doing there? Even though we're not going to get a reply, it's rhetoric, so we know you're good, because if you are out there watching us this morning, that means you're good, and we pray that you continue to be good. More things, good things we are bound in your lives. Let's head straight to the first segment of the program, because of our time, to the newspaper headlines this morning. After that, we'll quickly look at our focus before going to the trending story. So I will start with the Nigerian Tribune this morning, and it's about this security emergency. Lawyers, party leaders, others dissect Tinubu's directive. Here are some riders to read. We have flush out saboteurs in government. That's coming from MHF. Stop recruitment of soldiers. Establish state police. That's coming from Bode Judge. I hope President works the talk. That's from Okore. FG playing politics with citizens' lives. These are strong riders this morning. That's coming from SDP's Adebayo. And lawyers question timing, seek clarity. So if you want to read the details, just go straight to page 2 of the Nigerian Tribune. We also have country of particular concern, Ribadu, to lead Nigeria's Nigeria's side of working group with US. Okay, that's page 5. Gunmen abduct 24 farmers in fresh Niger attack. Another 7 in Abuja village. That's on page 27 of Nigeria Tribune newspaper. My administration has restored fiscal stability in 3 years. That's Osun governor. That is also on page 27. Nigeria's high inflation eroding incomes, driving continued poverty. World Bank director warns. That's on page 5. Sir.
All right, moving quickly to the Guardian newspaper. Armed attack intensify as Tinubu OK's U.S.-Nigeria security plan. That's on page 6. Our renewed terrorism exposes old, weak security underbelly. That's on page 4 and 5. IG claims 11,566 police officers withdrawn from VIPs. Order intelligence policing. That's on page 7. Democracy under strain as fresh school, it's West African, draws condemnation. That's on page 6. Nigerians' transition to multi-tier electricity market attracts over $2 billion investment. That's on page 7. And that's all we have from the Guardian newspaper.
All right, and on Daily Independent, we've got Nigeria's health system at breaking point. Minister warns. And Wike demands update from Defense Ministry over disputed Abuja land. 24 persons abducted in fresh bandits attack on Niger community. And on page 7, we've got Tinubu's directives. 11,566 policemen attached to VIPs withdrawn. That's coming from IGP. FG moves to end $4 billion loss from EU deforestation regulation. Jonathan Safe evacuated from Guinea-Bissau. Coming from federal government, it's on page 6. Tinubu names Ribadu to lead US-Nigeria joint working group. And Senate confirms Umidiro as chairman, Eze 36 others as federal character commissioners. Buyers face hidden dangers in affordable Tokumbo cars. Lamido gives PDP 10 days to resolve internal crisis. You can find that on page 6. And that's all we've got for you on Daily Independent. All right, we move to the next.
All right, moving to the next is the Nation newspaper this morning. And the big story on that page is Nigeria-US joint working group to hold security talks. And the writer to read is NSA Ribadu leads federal government's team and coordinated abductions of 42 in Niger FCT ambush. Also, we have World Bank converses slash of import tariff to lower inflation. We also have this new excise bill could undermine president's fiscal reform agenda. Organized private sector ones. All right, that's about. Okay, let me take this quickly. It says AU, ECOWAS, WAEF, no to coup in Guinea-Bissau. Okay, that's all about that.
Moving to the Daily Trust, bandits abduct 6 girls, boys in FCT. The IGP withdraws 11,566 policemen from VIP duties. The PDP crisis, Lamido urges reconciliation, caretaker committee. The AFDB's loans to Nigerian, it's $5.1 billion. That's on page 24. Shetima orders for IPI conference in Abuja. That's on page 37, and that's all we have from the Daily Trust.
And on the Punch newspaper, Save Schools project stalls in 30 states as abductions rise. Right, and another one says NNPCL spends 17.5 trillion naira securing fuel pipelines, others in 12 months. Business leaders reject proposed beverage tax hike. You can find that on page 20. VIPs move to engage NSCDC after 11,000 policemen's recall. Okay, and another one says Nigeria condemns Guinea-Bissau coup. Jonathan evacuated on special flights. All right, that's all we've got for you on the newspaper. Front page.
All right, so that's all we have from the front page of our dailies this morning. We'll take a short break. When we'll come back, we'll open our focus for today. Please do stay with us. Morning. The Nigerian Senate has called for the review of firearms law so as to allow responsible citizens to own guns, and these has sparked a heated debate among the citizens, among Nigerians, saying is this a good one? So our focus this morning is to review the firearm law to allow responsible citizens own gun. A lot of talks here and there regarding this, that yes, we know that the security situation in the country is at an alarming rate and lives are no longer safe. You know, people are scared. In fact, you want to leave your house now, you're scared. You don't, because you're only praying that as I'm leaving the house this morning, please God, let me get back home safely. And the fact that you're even at home is not even another guarantee that you're already safe, because we have seen people go to, the bandits go to people's home to kidnap them and all that. So the fear is high. And that's why there's call that, okay, fine, if the government can no longer protect us, can we not protect ourselves? Can we not own guns so that when these people come around, we'll be able to fight for ourselves, we'll be able to fend them off? And then the classes, responsible people. At the end of the day, who do you know is responsible and who is not responsible? The Senate's proposal is largely driven, by the escalating insecurity in the country, which has got everybody talking. In fact, a lot of people are also saying it's good that the Senate is coming up now to talk tough regarding security. It's as if we don't even have Senate before. It's been issues and issues that shouldn't even be in the Senate. You talk about the what's her name now, Natasha issue and all that that was taking the center stage in the Senate when lives are being lost on daily basis. So now that they've risen to the challenge to say, okay, fine, we need to now talk. They're talking tough and they're saying responsible people need to own gun. Isusa, let's have your thoughts on
Okay,
this.
now I will come in from this angle. We keep talking about the bandits and how they even have more sophisticated weapons than the armed forces. Now we are still trying to even know how they got in contact with these arms, and now we're going to talk about legalizing it in Nigeria. Now we cannot even, when it's not even legalized, we are unable to even manage it. So now, do you think we have the right facilities, the right regulations to regulate it when it now becomes legal? Because even in the US that have legalized it, they still find it difficult, because I know I saw in news where an 8-year-old or 7-year-old boy took the father's gun to the school and take a shot at his teacher. So now these are things that before we would want to imbibe some things from other countries, are we sure we can manage it? So for my own end, I would say no. We still need to charge our government and the armed forces to still try and see how they can empower and empower the police and the armed forces more, and not the citizens, and then see how they can tackle it from that end, not empowering the citizens with guns.
All right,
But then, for how long? For how long? I mean, this issue's been on ground, you know, and nothing, well, I can't really say nothing has been done. But we are not even sure if this promises, the attempt are just, you know, on the lips and not, for how long? They're not real. I had someone say the other time while you were reading the on the headlines that I hope it's real. To what talk? I mean, do the right thing, do the thing, not just in the talking, but the actual thing, the deed. Carry. Let's see what you are doing. You know, for how long? This issue has been lingering. It's been on ground for so long, and it has gotten to a point that, you know, you are in your house, you're not safe. You are in a church, you are not safe. You are at your workplace, you are not safe. You are working on the road, you are not even safe.
All right, Atlai, I want to hold you on that thought until we come back from the newsroom, where we'll be taking developing stories.
All right.
Please do stay with us as we head to the newsroom for developing stories.
Developing Stories on Osrc Television. The Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, has instructed all banks, payment service banks, and other regulated financial institutions to withdraw any advertisement or promotional material that does not comply with established consumer protection and fair marketing standards. This directive, contained in a circular signed by Olubunmi Ayodeloni on behalf of the Director of the CBN's Compliance Department, follows a thematic industry review that revealed widespread inconsistencies in how institutions interpret disclosure, transparency, and fair marketing obligations under the consumer protection regulations. According to the Apex Bank, the review showed that many institutions continue to publish adverts that exaggerate benefits, omit key information, obscure risk, or rely on unaudited financial statements. The CBN warned that such practices mislead customers, distort market competition, and undermine the integrity of the financial system, emphasizing that all adverts must be factual, balanced, and transparent. The National Youth Service Corps NYSC has cautioned Corps members against negative use of social media, urging them to create content that positively reflects both the scheme and Nigeria. Director General of NYSC Brigadier General Olakunle Nafiu gave the warning while addressing the 2025 Batch C Corps members at the NYSC Delta State Orientation Camp in Iseluku. Nafiu said any negative social media posts by Corps members would attract sanctions. He also advised Corps members to avoid unauthorized journeys and to adhere strictly to camp instructions. Earlier, the NYSC Delta State Coordinator, Mr. John Kwage, presented a camp situation report stating that over 2,000 had been deployed to the state. He noted that camp activities were progressing smoothly with full participation from officials and corps members who had demonstrated a high level of discipline. Now, operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, Ondo State Command have arrested 7 suspects and seized over 3,000 kilograms of cannabis sativa in a major raid. The operation took place at a large cannabis farm in Ikpeakoko, Akoko Southeast local government area. Joy Pius tells us more.
Intensifying the war on drug trafficking, the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency teams swooped in on a cannabis plantation hidden in Ikpeakoko's dense forest. The well-coordinated raid led to the arrest of 7 suspects and the recovery of 3,077 kilograms of cannabis sativa.
Yes.
Briefing journalists on the success of the raid, the state commander, Nanzan Daniel Sala, said the operation is part of ongoing efforts to make Ondo State unbearable for drug barons and cultivators.
Communities seems to be the ones encouraging the problem of cannabis cultivation in Ondo State, because the suspects we have here are not from Ondo State. They are from different states. So one wonders how they are able to get land upon which they cultivated this massive cannabis. And the little investigation we have now is that the process was structured to the extent that there are those who owns the land and there are those who prospect for the land. When they do that, they will bring the laborers to clear the land, and then they will now pay them and recruit others who will now cultivate it. Actually, when it gets to the level of harvest, they change those set of people again. This is aimed at concealing the possibility of them being arrested and then linking them who are the actual owner with the crime. We are going to subject the suspects to investigation as required by law and try to see how culpable they are with the available evidence for us to be able to prosecute them. And any other person who is mentioned or inducted in the process of investigation will definitely be brought in for the purpose of investigation too. And at the end of it, as usual, if they are prosecuted, convicted, at the end of the day, the exhibit is destroyed by public burning on the order of the Federal High Court.
The commandant appealed to members of the public to assist the agency with credible information in a bid to rid the state of illicit drugs.
Calling on the public, especially the traditional rulers, the other security agencies, and the society in general, that we must work together with NDLA in order for us to fight this problem of drug in Ondo State.
Some of the suspects confessed to being workers on the farm.
You know, so you get people may do the work. All of us will come and our job will come. And only this month where all of us, people may get the farm, they escape. But as we say, we never know anything about the work. We they sleep when they come attack us for a kind 2, 3. Some wrong, escape. While they catch some where they sleep. And people may then catch. Now people may they just come for 1 month work. People may start the work from January. They escape, all of them escape.
The NDLE vowed to sustain the tempo of operations across the state, warning that anyone involved in the cultivation, processing, or trafficking of illicit drugs will be brought to justice. Joy Pius, Osrc News.
The Ondo State government has issued a 7-day abatement notice to operators of a semi-mechanized abattoir in the Sango area of Akure. This follows an inspection by the State Environmental Protection Agency after residents complained of foul odor and disturbing sanitary conditions around the facility. Outside Nigeria, U.S. President Donald Trump says he would suspend migration from what the U.S. leader called third world countries, a day after an Afghan national allegedly shot 2 National Guard soldiers in Washington, killing 1. His angry post, which also threatened to reverse millions of admissions granted under his predecessor, Joe Biden, marked a new escalation in the anti-migration stance of a second term that has been dominated by Trump's mass deportation campaign. Trump had earlier announced that Sarah Bergstrom, a 20-year-old West Virginia National Guard member deployed in Washington as part of his crackdown on crime, had died from her wounds. The FBI has launched an international terror investigation as new details emerged about the alleged gunman, a 29-year-old Afghan national who had served with U.S. troops in Afghanistan. President Frank-Walter Steinmeier will become the first German head of state to visit the Spanish town of Guernica, where Nazi bombers killed hundreds of civilians in 1937. The Condor Legion devastated the northern Basque town on April 26, 1937, in support of General Francisco Franco's rebels during the Spanish Civil War alongside Fascist Italy. Steinmeier is due to attend a wreath-laying ceremony in memory of the victims at a cemetery with Spanish King Felipe VI on the third and final day of the state visit to Spain. The two men will then visit the town's Museum of Peace, which tells the story of the tragedy viewed by historians as a precursor to the mass terror bombing of civilian targets during World War II. Steinmeier had earlier urged Germans never to forget the crime of Guernica, for which his country has earned a heavy burden of guilt. And that's developing stories, but don't go away as Perspectives continues.
Alright, welcome back from the newsroom. It's still Perspectives on OSRC television, and on our focus today is the proposal by the Senate to the federal government to review firearm law so as to allow responsible citizens own gun. As you were making your point, and from the little I can deduce is as if you're more in support of the people owning gun.
Yes, not exactly, but my POV, my point of view is the fact that, this is coming from a place of concern. And I think, let's even look at it this way, Remy. I feel that this is them admitting to the fact that they're not doing so much about it. I mean, if they could come up with such, they're not doing so much about it. And which is better? For you to watch yourself and life being snuffed out of you, and you cannot do anything, you can't protect yourself. Remy, dead people don't talk.
No,
Dead people can't defend themselves. You know how many people been killed? Huh? You understand what I'm trying to? This is where I'm going, Remy. Esther said something earlier. She said, it should not be that way. And I said, this thing has been lingering. It's been on for too long. And we are not even sure if all of these things that the federal government says they are doing, if it's real, if it's true. The other day, we learned that they were released, these people from Kwara, the ones they abducted, and in Kebbi as well. But we learned they were released. We did not know about the bandits.
All right. Have you also thought of the fact that the mental aspect of this whole thing, that there are some people walking the street that are not okay, and if you allow gun into their hands,
you said responsible citizens. That's a clause you said. Yes. You said responsible citizens. So perhaps if it could be regulated, responsible citizens, you said. So, and before they can be given this, perhaps there's going to be the medical check and all of those that which you have said. Because as we hear now, I was saying something earlier. The girls were released. Those people were released, but we had half information. We didn't get to know about the bandits. What happened to them? What did they do? How did they go about it? What about the arms that they had? You know, what exactly happened?
Was any arrest?
Exactly. And we're not even, as citizens, we're not sure if this has been, nipping bought or not, if it has been taken out control. We cannot say. We don't know if we are safe or not. We don't know if we should open our eyes, close our eyes while we are asleep or not.
All right, while we discuss, we should also open the line for the viewers, rather, to contribute to our topic of discourse today. And you can reach us on 0706 325 5428. 0706 325 5428. What's your take on the Senate proposal to the federal government to review firearms to allow responsible people carry gun, especially in the face of insecurity? Let's look at it. Some other people have said maybe local communities and vigilante groups could play a crucial role in supporting security efforts and helping in preventing internal collaborators from undermining national safety. Do you also, do you subscribe to this? Do you think, why not involve the local vigilantes? And also, I know that the southern governors rose from a meeting recently, also calling for state policing, and they are saying it's about time. It's been like lip service has been paid to it for too long. Now it's time for action, asking the federal government to place it. Do you think all of this will also
at first I would start from, we'll talk about responsible citizens. What are the criteria to ascertain that this person is responsible? You said they go for mental checkup and all. We know that this is a country where a lot of things are being bypassed. People don't follow the due process anymore. So how are we sure that even while people would even be patient enough to go through this thing, why are we sure these firearms are not going to be given to the highest bidders?
Well,
so that's another angle. That's another angle to look at it from. And then that's why I'm of the opinion that yes, we are all scared. Even churches are saying be on guard. Don't lose guard. That's the word. Do you understand? Now, what can we do? We know that the police are not going to be everywhere at the same time. In as much as we are charging the armed forces that, we want them to take care of us, what happened to empowering the local vigilantes? Those grassroots, because there is nobody that knows your community more than the people in that community. So why don't we encourage local vigilantes? That during church services, we know that we have different vigilantes. Let's say Orita Obele has his own vigilante, Roadblock will have his own, Ipinsha would have its own. Now we will know that these areas, no matter what is going on, these vigilantes will be walking around day and night because policemen cannot touch everywhere. So instead of us saying let's just legalize firearms, it might get to the wrong hands.
Okay.
I want to.
In as much as you have said that the local vigilantes will be controlled by who? You know, I said I'm still going to go back to that which I said earlier about releasing those people and not giving us the full details
Information.
About, yes, and allegedly, some citizens been raising eyebrows about some people in power knowing about this, knowing these people. Yes, interacting with them
Yes.
and knowing them. Allegedly, I said. So how are we sure that is not even the case?
No, don't also forget that recently the president called for the withdrawal of policemen from the VIPs,
VIPs.
so as to allow them
Have
work
more hands on
to
deck.
be part of
The security yes.
issues, you know, and so as to have more policemen on ground. He didn't only do that, he also said additional 20,000 policemen should be employed to make 50,000. Don't you think if we have enough of those people on ground, they'll be able to tackle some of this situation?
Remy, I hope it is not just politics.
Okay.
I hope it is not just, we want people to see that we are working. If you don't address the root cause of this issue, and then you go out to say we are doing this so that people can see this is what we are doing. That's why I said the other time that when they negotiated for those people to be released, at what point, what did they do? No arrest, nothing. I'm sure there was calls were made, and people, they spoke. There was interaction at one point or another. To start with, let's take it from there, Remy. Let's take it from there. So I hope this is not just a political thing. I hope not. Because in the end, with all of these things that you've said, the effort, and if that has not been addressed, if the root cause has not been addressed, or causes, yes, we will just be, it will be a surface thing.
All right, 0706 325 5428 is the number to call to join the conversation this morning. We are looking at the call to the federal government by the Senate to allow responsible citizens carry gun. And, like I also said, who are even the responsible citizens? Atlanta has also said, let's go to the root. If we don't tackle the root cause, kidnapping takes place, banditry, whatever, Boko Haram killings and all that. Kidnapping more of late, schools. In our dailies this morning, we've also heard that they've got into some part of
Abuja.
Okay, so where are we going to hide?
Exactly.
You understand? And it's as if it's happening when those inquirer, they were released. That's the church, the Eruku.
Yeah.
Not a few days later, some were also kidnapped again. So is it not? It's as if they are saying this is a lucrative business.
Let's do more.
Let's do more, especially when there is no one arrested to serve as deterrent.
Exactly.
It's as if we are saying it's a good business. Let's go on with it. And we now feel the next thing is to call for guns to be handed by individuals. In as much as I agree with you on the point that, we can't also all sleep and face the same side. We can't also wait and be watching until death comes to us. We have to take some certain action.
Remy.
And maybe this is one of them.
Remy, the other day I saw a video where a pastor of a church said he will fortify his people.
With what?
I don't know. That he doesn't want to lose any one of them.
Probably with guns.
Well, maybe not. This is Africa. Maybe not. Yes, I'm going to say that.
That's what you said.
Maybe not.
A lot of people have also started talking like, the Yorubas especially, say they get juju. Where is the juju? Where is the juju?
Maybe we should ask this pastor, or you want some?
But do you know why I'm actually calling for the empowerment of local vigilantes is because it is easy to manage a group than manage individuals scattered around.
That's true.
You understand?
Yeah.
So because I'm still standing on no to legalizing firearms in Nigeria.
Okay, let's have our callers.
Yes.
Yes, please call in. We're expecting your call. Can you please read out the number if you have it? Okay, 0706 325 5428 is the number to call. We are running out of time because we still have to go to the trending
Trending
stories for today. So if you want to call in, you can do that now. 0706 325 5428. That's the number for today that you can call on the show. It also brings to mind the international best practices. The Senate also notes that over 175 countries allow responsible citizens to own guns, but it's essential to consider Nigeria's unique context and security challenges.
What do they mean by unique?
You know.
Yeah,
Now, see, little things like even observing traffic regulations. We've not been able to ensure that it is well implemented and adapted to.
It's happening all over.
It's happening all over, but this country that have legalized gun like US, I don't think they flout traffic rules as much as
they go to court.
Not as much as
not
we
as
do.
much, but they do.
They do, yes, and
all
they go
over.
to court. And okay, you see, also said something. They do and they go to court.
Yeah.
That means there is a system. That's actually
and it's working.
and it's working.
Yeah.
Now in Nigeria, those that flout traffic rules, how many of them go to court? Do they even get caught? How do you know?
That's because we don't have. That's because our government has not made that happen.
Exactly. And now, do you think as
Our
something as
government-
traffic regulation, they are still unable to implement it
that's not-
properly?
that's not
Are we
the
not
fault of the
talking?
citizens.
No, that's what I'm saying.
fault of the government.
That's what we are saying.
Not
So,
making
do
it
you
work.
not feel like they can make legalizing and regulating it work? As something as easy as traffic regulation, except you police will start chasing. I think there was a case where they chased a man that flouted traffic
understand.
rules and then it led
The
to
truth
something
is,
else.
I'm going to tell you the blunt truth. The truth
Okay.
is, the government will not want. I mean, Nigeria, just like you said. What did you call it again? Unique what? Okay, you were describing the adjective you use. Nigeria as a unique.
As a unique.
Okay.
a
The government will not,
context.
yes, as a unique, the government will, in Nigeria, let's speak in the Nigerian context now, the government won't allow, or there's a possibility that they will not allow you to have guns, but then protecting you is at your own.
Don't also forget,
Right.
at Lions,
Is at your, yes.
that people are angry,
Yeah.
especially with the economic situation in this country.
Yes.
The fact that people are frustrated, people are hungry, prices of things are soaring. We are not, the
tension.
the tension is
Yes,
high.
yes.
And you don't carry gun, give me. Make I tell you something. The truth is, you mistakenly step on somebody now. Instead of the person to just say, you stepped on me, and you apologize.
out.
The person is already angry, and this person now has a gun.
And it brings it out.
For me, I
And
feel
it brings it out and points it at you.
Yes.
Remy, gun or no gun? You will not want, you won't watch yourself, a life is not that taken out of you, and
Yes.
then you keep watching. You will
Yes.
have to do something to protect
And
yourself.
that's why we are asking
for other means.
other means. The government needs to step up their games.
You think so?
Yes,
Okay.
we need to see that the government is truthful. You remember?
How long have you been saying this as a presenter?
Exactly.
How long
for,
have you been
for a
saying
long
this?
time. But we are saying enough is enough. The number of lives that are being lost now, it's nothing that we can cope with anymore. We don't know who's next. We don't know who's coming.
And that's
Even
why I'm
if-
saying that.
You know what? You
That's
see,
why I'm saying
even
that.
okay.
No,
You
go
see,
on.
when we talk about all these court members, we see the kind of power they tend to exercise because they know what they do. They know the backing. You hear words like,
Exactly.
"Do you know who I am?" Because they have weapons. Now imagine if we now give everybody this thing. We are talking about genocide. This is going to be a massacre.
Big time.
I'm telling you. We are still unable to control courtism in the country where they still have, because of the little powers they have. You hear words like, "Do you know who I am? If I enter you now you want to give everybody guns. If they ask you, "Do you know who I am?" you say, "Do you know me too?" That's the
Gun
truth.
or no gun, protect yourself.
Protect yourself,
Protect
but
yourself.
not legalizing
And
gun
not-
for
not-
now. We should try other means.
Other means.
Other means that will work.
That
Local, that will
that-
work. like the local vigilantes, enforcing the police with the right ammunitions that they have, the armies, the navy, with the emphasis on the right ammunitions they need. Because we're even talking about these bandits having more sophisticated weapons.
I think you're putting your trust in.
No, I'm talking about something that reaches the grassroots.
Yeah,
that is why I'm talking about local vigilantes. We will not expect the soldiers to come and take care of the communities.
As much as I understand that, it is still one person that is controlling them, or that will control them.
Let's give it a shot.
But as it is, we know that a chunk of our time has been chopped up because we came up behind schedule. So we'll move to the trending stories now. President Bola Tinubu on Wednesday declared a nationwide security emergency, ordering the Nigerian police and armed forces to recruit additional personnel to tackle rising insecurity across the country. In a statement issued from the State House, the president directed the police to recruit 20,000 new officers, bringing the total planned intake to 50,000. He also authorized the use of National Youth Service Corps camps as temporary training facilities for the recruits. The statement read, and I quote, "Today, in view of the emerging security situation, I have decided to declare a nationwide security emergency and order additional recruitment into the armed forces." Tinubu gave the Department of State Services Authority to deploy trained forest guards to flush out terrorists and bandits operating in Nigeria's forests, and ordered the recruitment of more personnel to strengthen these operations. So, Tinubu ordered withdrawal of police guards from VIPs. If you remember recently, he cancelled his trip to South Africa for the G20 summit and the AAEU summit in Angola. He also directed Minister for Defense, that's Matawale, to be on ground in Kebbi until the girls were rescued. He also approved recruitment from his the last meeting held, recruitment of additional 20,000 policemen to make up 50,000. But is that the solution? My question will be, what happens to intelligence gathering? Were we told of Kebbi girls being, when we're told, which is one thing that Aslayo hammered on seriously on the program today, that when they were rescued, the Eruku worshippers, when they were rescued, when they brought them back, there's nothing like some bandits were arrested. There's nothing like in the Gone Girl, some bandits were killed, even though if our soldiers, we lost some lives, there was no mention of that. No arrest whatsoever was made. And after this rescue, it will interest you to know that more abductions have taken place.
So the big question is, how were they rescued? Is it that they just went there and suddenly said, "Oh, come back"? That's the question. How were they rescued? Is it that they were just waiting for them there and then they just went there and carried them and said, "Okay, come back"? There's a loophole.
Yes. Exactly.
And this is why we talk about. I don't want to say this, but it could now be a case of how do we trust?
How do we then trust them? How do we trust them then? That's why
because if you keep indulging these people, they will keep doing it. Because just like you said, even after the recovery of these schoolgirls, more people have also been kidnapped.
Yes.
So they are not scared.
Until yesterday.
So what is going on?
All right. Don't also forget, Atilayo, that the issue of the Kebbi girls, there was complicity, because though we're told that investigation is ongoing, that the military were called off. That the governor got hint of the fact that that school was going to be attacked. The army were sent there, but all of a sudden, 30 to 45 minutes before the attack took place, they were called. So who called them off?
Exactly. Admittedly, I said, some people said, some powers that be, some people in the government know about it. They know about this thing.
There's a mole in the system.
It's kind of.
But then it's allegedly.
Yes, allegedly. But look, see, logically,
the investigation has been called into it.
Why would they give us half information?
Half-baked news.
Why? Why, then look at this back in it. I mean, the puzzle.
Well, also,
We cannot, we don't have the evidence though, but then, I mean, some citizens they've started raising brows about it.
Okay, also,
And another one is, why is it because I've been hearing, the cries of people and people screaming and raising brow about Gumi. I mean, the federal government should beam the spotlight on him, the arrest and all.
You mean the negotiator?
Yes, interrogate him. I hope it's not a case of, how do you Yoruba say this? Or then fair like that. Something I hope it's not that case when it comes to Gumi. And then federal government has not done anything to it since then. And he kept on going for interviews and saying things like that, comparing the IPOB issue with these people. Come on.
Okay, and some consequential voices have called for Nigeria to partner with the U.S. on security situation. I watched an interview recently. A former ambassador to I can't really remember this, Akinyemi, also called on the federal government to not throw away what Donald Trump said. That instead of
I think I saw it.
Yes, instead of looking away, though he's saying that he's not sure Donald Trump will come and invade Nigeria or something, but that they should work together with the U.S. Yes, security, a kind of partnership should be formed on security. I think the government should also look
into
in that direction. All right, let's move ahead. The Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, Benjamin Kalu, on Tuesday proposed criminal penalties within the next 6 months for government officials who engage in ransom negotiations or authorize unstructured amnesty deals for bandits. Mr. Kalu made the proposal during the special session on national security convened by the House in response to the recent escalation of kidnappings and attacks across several states. He said the Parliament must take immediate steps to shape a stronger crisis response framework. Mr. Kalu added that all banditry suspects must be prosecuted through the criminal justice system, not rewarded with deals that embolden violent groups. He said Nigeria's worsening security situation requires urgent attention. My question is, how is this going to play out?
Okay, and Remy, again let's still go back to what happened, how they were released. So all of this that Kalu has described is what? It's the same thing as what happened that the federal government said they did. Without taking them, without apprehending anyone, without arresting anyone, without recovering firearms from anyone, without prosecuting anyone. That is the description he has given. And that was what the federal government did.
Even we have seen situation where in the northern states, where it's happening already, where governors are having meetings with bandits, negotiating with them. I mean, for
Remy, this is why I come in.
Okay.
When the system is not working, what options do you give the people? Because now, that's the thing. When I know that nobody is coming for me, I have to do what is necessary to get myself to safety.
Now you're going back to what I said earlier.
You understand? No, in terms of... we're talking about ransom.
It's the gun thing.
Exactly. No, we're talking in terms of the ransom.
That is the mentality behind you protecting yourself. I'm not outrightly saying the gun thing is good.
Yes.
But see, first instinct, first reflex says you protect yourself first.
Yes.
And you do it anyhow you feel it's necessary. That's the reflex thing. That's the
yes.
That's the
so I feel, based on what Kalu is saying, is instead of trying to put a penalty for people that are negotiating, why don't we try and treat the root cause first? How can we manage the situation? Because let me tell you, if there is no kidnapping, there will be no need for negotiation. So why don't we try and tackle it first and see, okay, we've employed all means. It is because of this ransom that you keep paying. That is what is indulging them. Then you can tackle it from that angle. Now
you've not ransom, you mean?
Sorry?
They should stop paying ransom.
Yes.
Is it part of the
what I'm saying, yes. we know we talk about indulging people. When you are doing a business and the business is booming, you keep doing it. So now the ransom is what is indulging them. But now what I'm saying is this: once you fix the root cause, now you know that their security personnel, they are doing everything possible. But because some people still go behind to pay ransom, is what is indulging these people. Then you can tackle it from that point. But not when nothing has been done and you expect people to just fold their hands and say we will not pay the ransom. Then it's a lie. No, this is not the time for dishing out penalties for people paying ransom. This is the time where we try to fix the security system and ensure that everything is put in place. It is not because of some acts. That is why they are being indulged. So I think that's where we're taking from.
For a governor who has immunity, how do you begin to give that such governor death penalty for negotiation?
That's why I said earlier, allegedly, I said some citizens have been raising eyebrow about some people in power knowing about it. Remy, if you go and negotiate with people like that, in fact, somebody was describing them, he said their faces are bloody, their eyes, you can't even look twice. The way they are, you know, they are terrifying, they are, you know, and I mean, someone who will go and, that means negotiating with them, paying ransom, and that's through phone call. You know, you put calls across, you made phone calls, and you exchange something, you're transacting with them.
Yes.
And intelligence gathering, you cannot trace those people, fetch them out, and let's work out things. That's the way to go. That's the first step that should be taken. But you keep going to, you know,
indulge them.
Yes. Remy. So that's going back to what I said earlier. But then I love this. I mean, especially with the withdrawal of this AIDS.
From the VIP.
I love that. Let's all be equal.
Strengthen our security
from my own point of view, is let's all be equal. Let's be equal. Yes, you don't have anyone protecting you.
But you know, even talking about the firearms,
and
if they legalize it, if they legalize the firearm, what's the assurance that even you or me or she can afford it? We can have access to it.
I'm not saying
it's still going to be something that only the airlights can access.
I am not saying.
All right, let's move
I'm not even saying. I'm not even saying have access to gun. I said that earlier.
Yes.
I said protect yourself.
Yes.
In any way that you can. Yeah,
can.
that's what I said. In any way that you can.
No, let's bring that out.
Let's move ahead. The Senate has passed a resolution classifying kidnapping as an act of terrorism, stipulating that an amendment to the Terrorism Act be made to impose the maximum penalty of death, also supporting what Kalu is proposing. This resolution was made during plenary on Wednesday. Under the new law, according to the upper legislative arm, once a kidnapping conviction is established, the death penalty must be applied. Nigeria suffers from a persistent security crisis fueled by attacks and violence by bandit gangs that raid villages, kill people, and kidnap for ransom. In response to recent kidnappings and attacks by terrorists, the President Tinubu on Tuesday ordered a total security cordon over the forest in Kwara State. Okay, yes, we know that a lot of governors don't like to sign, they don't like signing the death penalty, irrespective of the offense or the crime committed. So now, Senate is proposing that must be enforced. Do you think?
I think it is very necessary. Because it needs to serve as a deterrent to others. Now, I'll come with this example. For mothers that have children, do you know that if your first child steals meat from the pot and you just tell the child, you don't take this meat again, no, and then you just wave it off and the child goes, do you know that the younger ones will go and do it tomorrow? Because they'll be like, oh, mommy would not say anything. But if the firstborn steals meat from the pot and you give the child like a proper, more like you discipline, yes, you reprimand the child. Do you know that the younger ones will say, no, I would not do it, so mommy beats the first one.
Yeah.
Now that serves the same thing with the kidnapping. When they know that when they do these things, they are either reintegrated back into the society, or they are just given sentence like 20 years, 25 or thereabout, or life imprisonment. Others would be like, what is the worst that can happen? Most of these people have been in and out of prison before. So that is not even something that they are scared of. But when they know that this is what is coming for me if I do something like that, the rest of them will refrain from that act. They will be scared and say, no, death penalty, I won't do this. But the fact that we keep welcoming them, come back, we would go for rehabilitation, they would not learn.
And
but we need
why,
to set an example for others.
Yes, yes, I agree with her. And that's why I thought what the Sheikh has said about these people and how to handle them. You have to be soft with them. Does it know? Is it in Nigeria? Does it know how many lives
has been taken?
It has been taken.
I don't also know how that will work, as Nigeria is a signatory to the move to abolish
We
death
need to
penalty.
review it. We need to review it, Remy.
You said something that desperate times need desperate measures. Yeah.
We need to. It has to be reviewed. It has to be. These laws were made by man.
And it can also come back again.
And this also has to do with our judicial system, where judges can change laws anyhow to I don't know if they have that power when a judge is saying this person should have penalty, and another judge is saying in my opinion, in my magnanimous, magnanimity, I can change it to 20 years in prison. I mean, our judicial system is even faulty as it is.
Using Nnamdi Kanu as a case study, where the same crime, which is terrorism, that he's been charged with and given life in prison. There is another case, I don't really remember the name, where this same person was given 20 years. Now that brings us back to if someone is being convicted for a particular crime, do we now discharge their penalties based on our discretion? Is it not based on connection? I don't know if it's not discretion or connection. I don't know the right word to use. But then these are the things we keep talking about. When you want to serve, use something to serve as a deterrent to others, then be strict with it, adhere to it. If it's a death penalty, let it be death penalty. If it is 20 years, let it get across everyone. Not that, with your discretion and connection, this one can take 20. Then we'll have some that will go for rehabilitation. We'll have some that will say, come, we think they are mentally unstable. Even if you are mentally unstable, you will still face that death penalty regardless. So let the law be the law.
I feel something is wrong with the judicial system, just like you have
influence.
Yes, influence. And then what you have said now, you gave cases of 2 persons and then the sitting judge or the judges that are involved. Then we need to go back to what does the law says about terrorism?
Yes. And
the penalty for it. It should be equal. We shouldn't have one so soft and then the other one is so extreme. Why? Why should it be?
Just like we said, influence.
Okay.
It is well.
Moving on. The First Lady, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, has invited Senate President Godswill Akpabio and other members of the Senate to a dinner scheduled for today. The invitation letter, read by Akpabio during Tuesday's plenary, stated that the event will hold at 6 p.m. at the banquet hall of the presidential villa at Sokorum. According to the First Lady, the dinner is intended to serve as an interactive session to foster meaningful discussions on national progress. A lot of reactions have trailed this particular dinner party. I think we have a video there that I want to take a look at.
This is like an invitation by the mother to the children on a Friday. I wish you sumptuous meal and fruitful discussion. Senator Wamako, you are looking at me as if you are going to travel, don't you? This is very important. So we all meet there on Friday. Correspondence from the villa. This
All right, so that's the video when the Senate President read the letter plenary of the invitation of the First Lady Oluremi Tinubu calling the senators or the senators for a dinner to be able to chart a way forward. I mean, to discuss the issue of Nigeria and especially the security situation.
Yep.
But reactions have trailed this. Some are saying, is this what should be happening? Some have even compared it to when the former First Lady, that's Patience Jonathan, you know, who came on there crying.
There is
this
God, there is
blood
God.
you're sharing.
There is God.
There is God and all that, you know.
The emotion.
pain, you could see the emotion. You could see the pain of a mother. But, you know, but she has decided to go on a soft way to feel, okay, sometimes when you want to discuss some very important thing and you want it to sink in, it doesn't have to be hard.
All right.
Yes, it has
You
to be.
said that.
Yes, it has to be on a lighter mode, you know, when everybody is relaxed
Is that your
and all
position?
that.
I would say there is a misinterpretation of communication.
Okay.
You know, for one to communicate, there need to be the decoder,
And the encoder.
channel, and then the
message
decoder.
and the-
Yes,
The encoder, the channel, and then
message
the
and the
decoder.
decoder. Now, I think when you read it, you get another message. But when you see the way Akpabio read it, you get another message. And then the choice of words, I think instead of maybe using dinner, she could have just said a conference meeting. Because now it's sounding like we are in chaos. And then you are talking about dinner. Because I know Nigeria, when we see that dinner, we feel like it's a time to wine and dine. So I think there's a misinterpretation, because at first when I listened to the voice, the Akpabio's reading of the letter, it sounded like they were going for a party. And I think that is where Nigerians are reacting from that angle. But then when I read about it, it said it's for national progress and peace. But that notwithstanding, I think the use of dinner is still where I have an issue with. Because when you talk about dinner, it's looking like something that you are coming to see, it just get to wine and dine, not something serious. You know, when you want to address something really serious, you talk about, we have a conference, we want to talk about it. When you talk about dinner, if I'm inviting you for a dinner, I'm sure you will come with this. You get.
Don't forget the word sumptuous dinner.
That is why I said the way he read it. That is not
He read, hold on please. He read the letter.
based on how it was sent.
Based on how he read what was in the letter.
In the letter.
You know, it's really
He read
confusing.
what was in the letter. I mean, two things I'm going to say about this. The first thing is, who will have throw a dinner party when there is bloodbath? That's the first thing. And then the second thing is, you don't wear heels to a battlefront.
True.
The two things I'm just going to say about it. My opinion, though. My opinion. He read what was in the letter. Or do you want him to paraphrase and powder the... you know, we all laughed when, just like Remy said, when Patience said, there is, and she was almost
shedding tears.
The emotions, you could see it run deep in her. She kept saying there is God. So what did the principal do to protect the children? She was asking questions. She was,
I guess the use of sumptuous dinner.
when a house is on fire,
yes,
you don't go sit down in front of the mirror and make, use pancake.
or have sumptuous dinner.
Or have sumptuous dinner.
I think the use of sumptuous dinner in the same statement where we're talking about national progress, it's not looking like a mediocrity. Like, are you playing with us?
Exactly.
Yes.
You're talking about what to discuss.
And then you're talking about sumptuous dinner.
I'm sorry, there's no way to say it. Just the two proverbs.
Let's just be in between, because at this point, if we look at it from the left, it's sumptuous dinner. If we look at it from the right, it's like national security. So let's just be at the
You have looked at it in your magnanimous heart. Well, you try to your editorial, you try to look at it and edit
as a media person.
As a media person.
All right, let's move ahead. That's time.
Good job.
Okay, former President Goodluck Jonathan has departed Guinea-Bissau following the coup that led to the overtake of government in the West African country. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs also confirmed that Jonathan left on a special flight with members of the delegations, and he is safe. Former President Ebele Jonathan is very safe and out of Guinea-Bissau. He left with a special flight. That's from the spokesperson for the ministry, Kemiebi Ebemfa. Jonathan, who chairs the West African Elders Forum Election Observation Mission, was in the country monitoring last Sunday's presidential and legislative elections before the military announced the seizure of power. Military officers in Guinea-Bissau had on Wednesday taken total control of the country while suspending its electoral process and closing its borders 3 days after the poverty-stricken West African nations' legislative and presidential elections. So it seems the West Africa is gradually losing, the democracy in West Africa is gradually losing popularity. African nations are being taken over by the military. It has happened in some countries before now, and now it's Guinea-Bissau, and it's raising questions and fear of what will happen in Nigeria, because it's as if, I don't know, an election was held, and two of the major contenders are both claiming victory. And that was what led to all of this. But we must say that, thank God, Jonathan is safe. You know, is safe and is back.
But then we should learn from it. I mean,
yes,
we should learn from it.
Nigeria should learn.
You know,
from
because they say that the devil will come. If you you allow the devil come in. I'm not saying the military is a devil. But they say you allow the devil come in when you two brothers are at loggerheads and can't resolve peacefully and let peace reign. That was what happened. And see, in Nigeria, see the situation
where we are heading to.
Yes.
Yes.
So I also have that fear. I do. But I pray it wouldn't happen.
Yes, I also pray it won't happen.
And I pray that our government, the federal government, will do something as soon as they can, as soon as possible.
Because if you listen to the countries that military has taken over, they always have reasons.
It is as a result of, the
bad governance,
even.
Bad governance and a whole lot happening. And they said a few, who are living in affluence and others suffering and all that. Okay.
Let's just move on.
Okay. So tragedy struck in Ore, the headquarters of Odigbo local government area of Ondo State, when a yet to be identified young lady was found dead inside a popular hotel whose name has been withheld. The incident, which has thrown the community into shock, was discovered late in the afternoon after hotel staff entered the room when repeated knocks went unanswered. The hotel, located along the busy Ore-Okitupa Road and known as a regular stop for travelers and locals, became a scene of distress when workers found the lady lying motionless on the bed with no visible signs of violence. This is sad. It's a very sad one. And this is going out to our ladies. Really, I don't know why we are having this death. If it is not a boyfriend killing the girlfriend,
it's a partner,
it's
a spouse.
A spouse, this. I mean, I don't understand. Now, we're also told that the man she went into the hotel with is at large, and he has not been found. His name is Ganiyu, who fled the scene shortly after the discovery, leaving no immediate clue as to his whereabouts.
I'm going to leave my comment very short and let everyone just be security conscious, whether you're a woman or a man, and learn to send your location to your loved ones and let them know who you are with at every time.
Very quickly, because of our time, this one cracked me. A mother who molested a 3-year-old daughter. Let's see the video quickly.
Okay, no, this is of the underage marriage. Okay,
let's take the video of the mother who molested the daughter. The woman was caught. In fact, it's the father of the girl who discovered and then reported at the police station a mother molested. And she said she started molesting the daughter at 8 months.
Yes.
She has broken that child's hymen, and that child at 3 years is no longer a virgin.
So the other day I said, even with the parents, these children are not safe. They are not safe. So where do they even turn to? You cannot protect your child, your own child.
It's sad. I think we don't have the video. Let's quickly go to the man who was arrested for marrying an underage. Because of our time, if we can still take that quickly. This happened at Enugu, and the good thing is that the Enugu state government has nullified that marriage.
Yeah.
I beg, underage. That child is about 13. Let's take a look at this.
Now, my question is it poverty? Because why would a mom or a father or a relative or a family give out a 13-year-old girl hand in marriage? That's the question I'm asking. Is it poverty? Maybe because you feel, because you need financial stability, when the man comes and marry your daughter, you will be providing for the family.
It could be. Yes, it's quite unfortunate that this is still happening. I mean, at this time, this age that we are, you see. And I said, we cannot even leave these kids in the hands of their parents alone. The society, we need to do more. As a society, we need to do more. We need to wake up. Yes. So it's no longer about, yes, it's my child, and I can't do anything to her.
Collective responsibility.
That's it.
All right, I'll just take that as your parting shot. Sir.
You know, like I said, let's just be vigilant and watchful.
Everybody should be vigilant and watchful. I would have thought that this underage marriage only happens in enough, but to see it happen in Enugu, and with that such fanfare and celebration, it's really, really something to look at. Well, this is where we'll put a wrap on the program this morning. Perspectives. It will return next week. Be vigilant. It's very important. Be security conscious. It's very important. You can go to Facebook. If you were unable to join us live, you find it on our YouTube and our Facebook page, Osrc TV. We'll return next week. My name is Remy. And special thanks to everyone to part on the show. Bye-bye. Have a lovely weekend.